Hi, I'm Tiffany from OMH Agency, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about making a big list for Instagram hashtags. You might be wondering, what do I even mean by a big list for Instagram hashtags? Well, as you know, we have a proprietary app where we're able to analyze and rank hashtags so that we know which hashtags will get us the most results and which ones won't. That changes from time to time, so we run our hashtags through on a regular basis. But in order to get a really good group of hashtags that we can use, we need a very big list. And what I mean by that is that any hashtag that relates to the topic that you can think of, that you can find, that other influencers use, then you want to grab those hashtags and put them in your big list. As you come across hashtags as you go along, you want to go ahead and add those hashtags to your big list. Even if they're duplicates, it just doesn't matter. It's a huge list. The analyzer will analyze as many as you have on that worksheet, and then you're able to rank them from the highest score to the lowest score. So the more, the better. Today, I'm going to show you 3 of the main ways that we look for hashtags to put on our big list. So here is the Google spreadsheet that in a previous video, I showed you how to make a copy of it so that you can edit it. Now I'm going to show you how to create your big list for this. So let's think of a topic or an industry that we can use as an example. Let's do real estate. So one topic might be buying a home. So we'll put that in the name of the tab. I promise you, you will thank me later if you use these tabs and actually write the name of them in there later. It comes in very, very handy. So be sure that you write the topics in there as you go along. And how you edit that tab name is you just double click on it and you can see it highlights. So up here, if buying a home, what are some hashtags you can just think about off the top of your head? Buying a home. So the number one way is just off the top of your head. So buying houses, buyers, agent. Also note that buyers is different than buyer. So if someone goes into Instagram and clicks on buyer, buyers will not come up. So if they do a search, it will, but if they just click on buyer, that will not, buyers will not come up. So sometimes in creating your big list, you can just make it plural and you have just one more hashtag to add. So maybe buying a house. So that's one way we do it. Just right off the top of our head, we just start just making a list. The next thing that we use is called Right Tag. It's a free resource, and it actually is our go-to when it comes for looking for hashtags for Twitter. Our app is not meant for use on Twitter. All the research that we've seen, you want to use 2 to 3 hashtags for Twitter. They're completely different. It's a completely different platform, very different users, and so the research for Instagram is different from Twitter. So our hashtags run through the Instagram API, meaning that the feed of information comes from Instagram. However, we're making a big list. We're not prejudging what these hashtags are. We're not asking ourselves, is this a good one? Is this a bad one? We're just making a big list. So what I like about Right Tag is that we are able to think of one of the ideas that we have just off of the top of our head. So like buying a house, we can enter that into the search. And you can see they give us some ideas. So real estate, property, and actually you can hit this bookmark and it automatically populates down here with those hashtags. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some of these. And again, the Right Tag ranks hashtags for Twitter. So just because it's overused on Twitter or underused on Twitter does not mean that it is not a good Instagram hashtag. So we can go ahead and go down to this lower toolbar, highlight those, copy them, paste them here in this field. And it's a little bit of a process. You just copy and paste them one at a time. You want one hashtag per cell within this worksheet. You don't want any spaces before the hashtag. You want it exactly how it would appear in Instagram. Okay, so I've copied and pasted in each cell, in each line, the hashtags that we found on Right Tag. And you can also go through Right Tag and see some of the other tools that they have. You can click on one of the hashtags and it'll show all this information about the hashtag. But it also has this really great chart with different hashtags that you could possibly use as well. You know, you can go through hashtag listing, hashtag looking, hashtag home. And then the third way that we look for hashtags for our big list is on Instagram. So we know that one of the hashtags on our big list is real estate. So we can think about, we can just use any one of our hashtags. You can think of a new one, but type it in and you can see all these different hashtags come up. And you can see how many are on there. But again, we don't want to pre-qualify them. So I don't care if there are 5 and I don't care if there are 150 million. Always, always, always just make your big list as big as possible. So let's go ahead and click on one of these, real estate agent. So one thing you'll find is not always are the posts about the topic at hand. Again, think about how you feel when you click on a hashtag and you're looking here and it's, you know, some puppy picture, although everybody likes puppy pictures, but if it's not related to the topic, it kind of reduces your credibility. So do your very, very best to always use hashtags that are related directly to speaking to the audience for the topic at hand. These are the top posts. So the first 9 blocks are the top posts, and then the next 9 are most recent. But what I want to do is take this hashtag and I want to look at an influencer who is getting out there and getting a lot of likes and a lot of comments. So here's one. So I'll go ahead and click on that post, and then look, they used hashtags, surprise, surprise. So I'll copy these and then take them over into the spreadsheet, and again, paste them one at a time into each one of the cells. Does this take a long time? Yes. How many times do you have to do it? Not very often. Every once in a while, we'll go in and do some new research to see if we can't find more hashtags to add to our big list. But there's nothing like the first time you build your big list. It just takes a while. And don't be discouraged because it's totally worth it. So again, you can come back to this page and then maybe click on another one and say, oh, wow, look at this, surprise, surprise, lots of hashtags. So again, go ahead and copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And that is how you build your big list. And you can repeat that for each one of the topics as well if you like. Again, remembering to rename the tab and build this hashtag list as big as you want. Now, if you have 2 lists that are very closely related, I recommend taking any of the hashtags off of one big list and add it to the other. So for example, if buying a home, you have hashtag real estate like we do right here, we can copy that and put it over to maybe selling a home. Because guess what? Hashtag real estate has to do with both of them. So make sure that when you're doing this, it's going to make your job a lot easier if you add every single hashtag that relates to that topic, even if one tab has the same hashtags as the other. So there are 3 ways to build your big list, and you are very well on your way to finding the absolute best hashtags to grow your Instagram account very quickly.